What's the most successful April Fool's joke or prank that you know of? In 1985, a Sports Illustrated writer published an article on April Fool's Day about a fictional new rookie pitcher named Sidd Finch who was trying to decide between signing with the Mets or playing the French horn. Basically, he wrote a bunch of crazy things about a made-up person and everyone thought this guy was a real player. Some of the claims about the fictional Finch were that he pitched wearing only one hiker's boot and could pitch a fastball 168 miles per hour. They went as far as to take pictures of someone pretending to be Finch, and the Mets even went along with the hoax and gave him a fake jersey. Mets fans were not amused when they found out that he wasn't actually real. Back when color TV was new and still experimental, the one and only channel on Swedish TV, owned and operated by the state, pulled a fantastic April Fool's prank. They brought in the chief engineer behind the government broadcasting services, who was well known and highly respected, and had him hold a short lecture about color TV which was complete and utter bullcrap, but sounded credible to the uneducated. Part of this lecture said that stretching a fine mesh over the TV screen combined with a special broadcast signal could bend the light from the screen in such a way as to make a regular black and white TV display colors. They then explained that they'd experimented with various household items which could be used for a fine mesh, and said that nylon pantyhose cut up and stretched over the screen produced the best result. They then announced that they'd be broadcasting a special experimental color signal later that evening, and encouraged the viewers at home to help with the experiment by cutting up pantyhose and stretching them over their TV screens. An hour later, half of the Swedish population had cut up pantyhose, stretched them over their TV screens, and sat watching black and white footage of colorful flowers, pretending that they were seeing a color broadcast only to be told that they'd been pranked. My grandpa was from Turkey and his family didn't keep birth records. When he came to the US, they made him pick a birthday. It was April 1st, so he told them that today was his birthday. For 50 years, that's what we thought his birthday actually was. 2 years before he died, he revealed that his birthday was in August. He laughed for 45 minutes that he lied to us for 50 years. He stuck with that for 50 years. Impressive. A long con is one of the most impressive things a human can do, I know. A notable one from my childhood was when Capital Radio, a hugely popular station in London at the time, began the 8 o'clock news with "Good morning, it's Friday the 1st of April." April Fool's Day actually fell on a Saturday that year and hundreds of people heard the broadcast and rushed into work and or took their kids to school thinking they'd mixed the days up. They got hundreds of complaints over this and by all accounts were severely told off by the Broadcasting Complaints Commission, but by God, did it cause some laughs. Changed a single word and caused beautiful chaos. I like this one best, it's hilarious for its simplicity. Somewhere in America, some radio station thought it would be funny to tell people that there was a strange chemical in their water pipes. A small drop in the lungs can kill in 3 minutes, its pH is higher than any acid, if you drink too much you will die. Our body is constantly filtering this chemical out of our bloodstream. It's made from the two most flammable elements in the universe. A tiny spark of these two elements can create devastating explosions. To make matters worse, it is absolutely everywhere. From the air to your freezer. It's in the glass you drink from and your shower. This chemical is also often used to torture people. Its name is dihydrogen monoxide. Or water. This radio station almost got sued and caused thousands of 911 calls for telling people that there was water in their water pipes. Now that is comedy gold. My sister missed the last part of 3rd grade when we moved for 4 years. When she was just about to graduate from high school, we got a letter that was from my school district. It said that she would have to repeat the 3rd grade before graduating, and that she had been enrolled in the neighborhood elementary school and gave a number to call for questions. She called and was told that she had to be transferred to the person's supervisor. She got transferred and argued with the supervisor for a good 20 minutes before my dad got home. He saw our neighbor and my sister's track coach sitting on the steps, talking on the phone. It turned out that he had gotten someone from the school district to send the letter and answer the initial call. The letter now is framed and sits above my sister's desk. Lol. My most successful prank, I hid my wife's purse and sent her on a 34 clue, all of which rhymed, scavenger hunt to find it. She went through all 34 clues, which took her through all 3 levels of our home multiple times. I moved her purse from the top drawer of her nightstand to the bottom. She did not find it as funny as I did. Was that your wife or your ex-wife? My local university years ago. The engineering students snuck into one of the office buildings on campus late at night April 1st. They took every item from the 15th floor and moved it to the 16th, and everything from the 16th to the 15th. They set the floors back up exactly as they had been. They then rewired the elevators so that when someone pushed the button for the 15th floor, it would instead take them to 16, and the same for the 16th. Nobody noticed anything for nearly 4 months until someone tried to take the stairs between 2 floors and got terribly confused. This is honestly the best April Fool's prank I've probably ever heard of. Imagine being entirely unaware that you're on the wrong floor for months, just being manipulated like that, so easily. Once you're in a building above 10 floors, there's little perspective difference between 2 floors close together. Combine this with floor plans / carpets / lights that are identical / etc. I've pulled this several times. Take screenshot of someone's desktop. Choose it as their screen background. Go into Windows settings and find the setting to hide all icons. They will be clicking on apps and nothing will happen. Heard about an extension to this one? Rotate the screenshot 180 degrees, set that as a desktop background with hidden icons, then set the display rotated 180 degrees, so not only will none of the apps work, but the mouse will also appear to be working upside down. Back when a wireless mouse was a new thing, I hooked mine up to a coworker's computer. He started cursing and slamming his mouse as his cursor continuously drifted away from where he was scrolling with his wired mouse. That still works now, especially if you use one with a really small USB receiver, for instance Logitech ones. A girl's mom joked that she was going into labor to freak out her husband. So when she really went into labor on April 1st, her husband thought she was kidding again and hung up the phone. And that's how he missed the birth of his first child, because he thought it was an April Fool's joke. Lol, I went into labor on April 1st. My husband told me to hold in the kid till April 2nd because he didn't want our son to deal with explaining his birthday isn't an April Fool's joke. The man is a medical professional, he knows that's not how it works as far as keeping the baby inside, but thankfully his wish was granted. My child was born 21 minutes into April 2nd. This was a fun one. I used to work on a high floor of a fancy office building in Manhattan, overlooking Central Park. One time on March 31st, I went in at night and switched my 2 friends' offices on different floors. Everything exactly in the same place, staplers, pens, family photos, everything. It took a rolling cart and at least a couple hours. The next morning they were stunned when they realized what I did. They were super pissed at me. But the story traveled around the firm, and by lunch they were office royalty. Everyone kept asking them about it, and by the end of the day they finally admitted they thought it was funny. Yes, I had to switch everything back myself. Totally worth it. Worth the trouble. Thank you for watching this video. If you would like to see more videos like this, please give us a like and subscribe, plus tell us what's the most successful April Fool's joke that you know of. And remember, you are an absolute legend.